Here we go now. Here we go now. Here we go now. Here we go now. Here we go now.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're at on this fine Thursday night. Rick, this is my favorite time of year.
I'm telling you, everybody's excited. It's almost the start of football season. We only have, 9 days from today till regular season football starts. First scrimmage tomorrow night. Cannot wait.
Say, more importantly, we have 22 and a half hours until we kick off. I don't care if it's preseason or not. I've waited long enough. It's football. It's football time. I feel like I've earned this.
It is football time, and the weather outside's even showing football weather. I mean, it's nice and cool out for a mid-August evening. So, I tell you what, bring it on. It's time to get this going.
Let's do it.
We've been waiting. Honestly, I've been waiting for this for 2 years to see my son take a step up. And it's finally here. I cannot wait to see what he does out there.
Heck yeah, man. So I guess we'll have the coaches on here in a second, and we'll try to pick as much personnel out of them as we can.
Absolutely. I don't think they're going to give up much.
They won't give up much, but we can drop little hints here and there on what we think. We're usually pretty 100% on.
Oh yeah, we speak things into existence.
And even if it wasn't going to happen, we make it happen. So
before we get to the coaches, though, let's talk about our big event on Saturday night. Let's just do a little quick recap of that. What a night, huh? I don't know about y'all, but I had fun.
I had a ball. I can promise you this. There was nobody that I talked to that didn't have a good time.
I agree. I've had a lot of positive feedback. Not one person has complained. A few people have kind of hit me about the questions. You know, maybe I made them feel stupid, or they said the questions were a little bit hard. But you know what? A lot of people got a lot of questions right, so I don't want to hear it.
Right. Just, a huge list of thank yous.
They're too long to list.
On stuff to eat, thank you to St. Francis for allowing us to use your venue.
Absolutely. Jennifer Sweeney, thank you very much.
The most gracious of hosts that we could ask for. Anything we needed, they gave us. Mm-hmm. They provided for us. They were, they worked with us, and we hope to continue this partnership moving forward.
Absolutely. And not to leave anybody out, I want to thank Jennifer Sweeney, Rick Sweeney, Kara Blake, Billy Blake for helping us set up, Jennifer Ballard for working the bar. I mean, thanks to all of you. Heartfelt thank you. We couldn't have done it without you, and we had a great time. Yeah. And then thank you to all the people that showed up. I mean,
oh, man.
Wow. We had over 200 people show up.
We had people show up in costumes. We had people show up. I guess that's probably a bad thing to follow up with, but I mean, we had a ton of people there. We had a big thank you to EG Designs and Tassie Spalding for coming out and helping set up and helping raise money for the community. Big Dogs and More was amazing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely delicious
I feel like
hot
they had a
dogs.
pretty good night.
Yeah, I
That
feel.
was cool.
I hope it was worth their while coming out. I think it was. Just all the kids that helped work. I've already named you. I'm not gonna start now because I forget another one. But just everybody that was involved. And uh, all the behind the scenes stuff that we had. The last minute panicking that Brandon Egan took care of for us.
Absolutely, yes. Nobody knows how close we were to not having raffles or
Right.
other things.
It was uncomfortably close.
Yeah, we were like a duck on a pond there.
Yeah, it was one of those. Oh, really?
Oh no,
This is not going to be good.
Thank you to Brandon Egan for taking care of
Yes,
that.
thank
for
you to
us.
Brandon and just everybody that came.
Everybody involved, everybody that was there, the Shellmans, the Zwernemans and Missy.
Oh, man.
I mean, they helped us set up.
BT.
BT Hall, absolutely.
Just all in all, I think we can consider it a success.
I definitely do.
And I think that in next year in that time slot will actually be the Charger Gala. So we'll need to find another time for trivia night, but you can rest assured that we'll have another trivia night.
Oh,
next year.
absolutely. That was the first annual, not the last.
Right.
But yes, absolutely. We'll go ahead and give you a date as soon as we get one so you can mark your calendars because nobody wants to miss that. And we'll probably have more at the next one than we did at this one when word gets out.
And even though they didn't win, I'm pretty sure the table that sat directly in front of us probably had the most fun that night. All the teacher table.
The teacher, yeah, there was like 3 teacher tables, but the one right in front of us, yes, definitely had the most fun.
Right. So hey, congratulations to you guys, gals.
Yes, it was fun. Before we go any further, we got a special guest here tonight. Well, not a special guest, but a host with a special day. So I want everybody out there to wish a happy birthday to my partner here, Russ Cox.
Thank you. Thank you.
I believe this is number 39.
At this age, who cares?
So
I
happy
woke up-
birthday to Russ. Everybody be sure to say that when you see him or text him or call him. In fact, do it right now. Just text
go
him,
ahead.
call him.
Go ahead.
Leave some
303-412-222.
comments on our page here. But happy birthday to Russ.
Yeah, thank you guys. I've gotten an outpouring of birthday wishes today and a ton from Charger Nation, so I cannot thank you guys enough. You guys know how to make a girl feel special on her birthday.
That's awesome. Let's see. All right, I guess we'll go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, hopefully we'll have the coaches on, and we can get talking about some football.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
get to, if you look at the rundown there, we're going to get to some of the other fall sports later on, but for right now, we're going to dedicate the next portion of the show to football. So we will be right back as soon as I can
Pay some
figure out
bills.
what I'm doing here. All right.
This is Sammy Bullock with TC Realty and the voice of the Chargers. Are you looking for your dream home or wanting to sell? Let me be your voice. I'll go to work for you today. Give me a call at 502-338-5896 and let's start a winning drive for your new home. And as always, touchdown Chargers!
Discover the magic of memories at Busy Lady Quilt Shop. Our custom t-shirt quilts weave your stories into warmth. Capture the happiness, milestones, and passions in every stitch. Expertly handcrafted to last a lifetime, wrap yourself in nostalgia today. Visit us in Mount Washington or find us online at www.busyladyquiltshop.com.
When a fire breaks out, every second counts. Being prepared means having a plan that is ready to go in an instant. At Fire Protection Services Incorporated, they believe a state-of-the-art fire alarm system is paramount to a successful safety plan. They offer a wide variety of alarm systems to meet every need and budget. Their product offerings from major manufacturers include highly advanced addressable systems designed to communicate highly detailed information as well as perform process management functions. They also offer convenient fire alarm systems designed for smaller applications and more stringent budgets. From fire protection design to installation and maintenance, the team at Fire Protection and Services is here to help. Give Fire Protection Services a call with any of your fire protection needs at 502-368-4400.
Feeling low on energy, dehydrated from a busy day, hungover? We've got the solution for you. Introducing Filled Hydration and Wellness, your ultimate solution for instant revitalization. Say goodbye to fatigue and hello to a refreshed you. At Filled Hydration Wellness, we specialize in IV hydration therapy, a quick and effective way to replenish your body with essential vitamins, nutrients, and fluids, leaving you feeling refreshed in minutes. Choose from our range of customized drips to suit your unique needs. Whether you're recovering from a workout, combating a hangover, or simply seeking a boost, we've got you covered. Our expert team of licensed professionals ensures a safe and comfortable experience right in your home or wherever you'd like. Appointments available now. Rediscover your best self with Filled Hydration and Wellness, because when you're hydrated, life feels limitless. We can enhance your skin and slow wrinkles from the inside, combat migraine headaches, relieve nausea, and lessen the symptoms of flu and allergies. Filled Hydration and Wellness. Get filled today.
All right, we're back, and on the phone with us, Coach Keegan Kendrick and defensive coordinator, assistant head coach Kenny Thornsberry. Coaches, how we doing tonight?
Doing well.
All right.
Doing well.
Glad to hear it. So, Coach Kendrick, talk to us. Tell us what's going to happen this season. Just give us a real quick synopsis. We're going to have a good year?
Yeah,
I didn't mean to put
that's
you
a
on the
big
spot.
question.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
tell me what we're gonna do.
Run, pass, run.
There you go.
Yeah, something like that. Run,
Not very,
play
not
that
very
way.
transparent.
First show of the year, we're starting off like this, huh?
Already, yes,
I love
like
it. I love it.
Oh man.
All right, all seriousness, talk to us about some of the you got. I mean, obviously, you're starting a new season, so you had a bunch of people move on, got a bunch of people stepping up into new roles. Talk to us about some of the key people that are moving into new roles.
Yeah. So let's talk about returners first. You've got two receivers, two senior receivers who were on the team or who played a lot last year. That's the two Caden Cowan and Caden Bostock, that obviously have a good bit of experience. And are coming back in key leadership roles offensively this year. And then you've got a running back room, the two-headed monster of Mikey West and Alec Britt, which both got substantial amount of carries last year, and have been looking pretty dang good in practice. And then you've got three returning offensive line. We had a rotation of about 8 guys last year, and we've got 3 coming back, in Tegan Hillman, Eli Duke, and Garrett Courtney. So starting off from a good foundation. Compared to last year where we lost 9 of 11 offensive guys, coming back with, I believe that was roughly 6 guys that I listed, 5 or 6 guys. So coming back in a pretty good spot, and so looking for new guys to step in and fill other spots, and namely at the quarterback position. Had a really good quarterback room where we had a few kids, battling it out, and felt really confident to give Cole Cornell the reins this year. So he's earned that spot, and so he'll be a junior stepping into that role, to take over the helm at quarterback. He's been looking better and better as the months have progressed in spring ball. And then we've got a couple young sophomores adding to the receiver room, tight end Christian Martinez, and receiver
Evan Butler.
Evan Butler. There you go. Thank you. Yeah. Which so they've been getting good reps in 7-on-7 and adding that maturity. They're sophomores. They're young. There's certainly you should expect some times where they might show that they're sophomores, but for the most part, they're playing like big boy sophomores, if that makes sense. So they've been really stepping up and growing into some maturity, growing into some consistency, and so they've been a good addition to the offense. And then really the last piece we are working on is the last couple pieces of our offensive line. And right now, there's about 4 or 5 guys who are battling for those spots. And amongst a couple tweaks, couple injuries, and a rotation of bodies, we're getting those last couple pieces ironed out. But once we do, man, I think our offense has a pretty high ceiling this year. I think there's going to be some growing pains. I think people should, you know, be ready for us to grow as a team. I think us as an offense will, like I said, I think we have a really high ceiling, and I'm really excited to kind of see and anticipate, and I'm anxious to see, how much growth these kids will have and if they'll reach that ceiling this year that I think they have.
Coach, you talked about the offensive line. I think by now everybody is aware one of our key pieces from the last 2 years, unfortunately, Landon Alvey was not able to continue his career due to some injuries and issues. You have taken Landon on as a coach. Talk to us a little bit about why it was so important to keep Landon around this team.
Yeah, well, I mean, Landon will forever be, one of the sophomore offensive linemen that started on the 2022 state championship team. I mean, last year we brought back 2 returners from the state championship offense, and that was Tegan Hillman and Landon Alvey, who were both sophomores, blocking, 6A varsity football. And, Landon's always been an unbelievably hard worker, just a mild-natured, great kid that could turn it on when he needed to. And so, it's obviously super unfortunate that he needed to make the decision to stop playing, but he's got a lot of pride for Charger football, and I know he does. And so, he has that opportunity to come on and help us coach the young freshmen. He's been in our program now. I mean, I guess if you count him in middle school, for 5 years, so he knows all the offensive line rules and techniques, and he can teach it as well as anybody else. So, he's been out there, and it's been a very, very positive impact on those young guys to be able to see, hey, this is a guy who is in the building with us, has gone through high school with us, has been a part of the program, has had success from a young age, and is now, while he's still here, pouring back into us and getting us on the right level page. So it's been a really, really good pickup for us, and I'm glad he decided to come back and help us out.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, you got anything, Russ? I had a thought and I lost it.
Just last little. You talked a little bit about the sophomores, Evan Butler and Christian Martinez. I mean, Butler played a lot last year as a freshman, so he's not what you would consider a typical sophomore stepping into a role. He's experienced. I mean, I could be wrong. I think he started every game last year. So experience-wise, at the receiver position is huge in my opinion, especially with as much as we pass the ball and utilize our wide receivers. Even a screen on first down to me is just a long run play.
It is, yeah. Just
So
a wide run play, yeah.
So to be able to keep the experience, I'm excited about. Obviously, I'm a little biased towards the wide receiver group, but I'm excited about the receivers this year.
Yeah, I am too.
Well, I say that.
Evan was the next guy in last year. We had T. Spald and Trenton Baker start with the two Cadens last year. But anytime the next guys came in, he certainly got several varsity reps last year in several games. And to start as a sophomore is a pretty big freaking deal. I think there's a little bit of a I think sometimes players and sometimes even parents get discontent or frustrated, when they go in the sophomore year and you get maybe 1 or 2 guys that start to play and they don't. It's hard to start as a sophomore, and it's especially 6A. So if you are, that means there's really kind of something special about you. And so, that should tell you how much faith we have in these two kids, Christian and Evan. But they do have a little bit of that kind of extra dog in them, and I'm really kind of excited to see what their breakout year looks like.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the two-headed monster in the backfield. I mean, you kind of want to call them thunder and lightning, but they both got speed and they both like to hit people, so you really can't differentiate between the two.
Yeah, and they've had a good off season. I mean, um, I think Mikey early on last year kind of developed a knowledge for our offense a little quicker maybe than Alec did. And so he got a few more of the reps last year. But man, Alec has really come on a lot this off season. And so, man, it's they're both gonna get a lot of carries this year. And I'm excited about the opportunity that this is really. I feel like really, really the first year where I've got two dudes in the backfield that are gonna, give teams kind of the 1-2 punch. As soon as they get enough of one guy and he gets a little bit tired, we're bringing the next guy in fresh and wearing people out as well. So, no, I'm excited. They're both looking really good. Especially, y'all saw the end of that scrimmage last week where we kind of were able to pound it a little bit at South Warren, and so yeah, I'm excited to see what they can both do.
I'm gonna save the wishbone talk for your dad here in a little bit, but there's got to be some Pete Kendrick involved in that wishbone set.
That's the wishbone belly is my favorite play in all of football.
Oh, Caden was telling me about it when he came home the day you guys installed it, and I was like, all right, I got to see this, and it didn't disappoint.
No, it's impressive. Nice little wrinkle we got there.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with it.
Yeah, I remember you tried to put it in a couple of years ago, and it didn't take
well,
off.
I told you. I told you that's Coach Ashley would always say he wanted before he ended his career to have one game where every single play he called was a run. One game, every single play was a pass. I mean, nothing. That's going to be honest. Nothing fires me up like lining up in some smash mouth football and just smashing it down a defense's throat and they can't stop you. No matter what they do, send all the blitzes and all the whatever. You just pound it over and over and over, man. That's football too. In the marrow of the bones, man. That's football. So,
right.
the game has obviously evolved and offense has become, a lot more variety and a lot more ways you can attack teams, and it's for the better. But at the end of the day, man, if you can line up in that thing and wear somebody out, and you can just look across the line of scrimmage and look at them, and they can, you see it in their eyes that they know they can't stop you. Man, there's no better feeling in the world.
I see a T-shirt from EG Designs coming. Smash Mouth Football. It's the marrow in the bones.
I love that.
That's the greatest thing I think I've ever heard.
Yeah,
right, baby. I'm getting fired up talking about it.
I can tell.
That's awesome. All right. Well, let's give Coach Kendrick a break and let's talk about the defense. Coach Thornsberry, talk to us about the guys you got coming back and your new people.
Hey,
as well.
I do have one rule. You're not allowed to ask Kenny about the wishbone during your interview.
Oh, he'll probably bring up something about the veer, I'm sure. So, we'll just
Fun fact of the day: I've won 2 games in my coaching career calling offense without ever throwing a pass.
Okay.
Take that, actually.
Okay, let's start with the D-line. D-line is probably where we took our biggest hit. Barron's actually the only returning starter we have up front. Now, needless to say, that's a pretty good one to have returning.
Right?
Not bad.
Yeah. So no complaints there at all. So he's kind of moved over to our field end, where Isaiah played a lot last year and the year before. Sammy Monroe has stepped up, and we're playing him inside a little. And then, like I said, the surprise that really allowed us some versatility with our D line was Day stepping up and playing so well in the spring that allowed us to move Sammy around and create some more depth up front. And then we're going to kind of, we got a couple sophomores and I'm not even going to say his last name because I call him by something different and it's wrong. So, but Tony and
Tony Verostegui.
yeah, that's not what I.
Verostegui.
Verostegui. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, that we're just gonna stick with Tony, and so Tony and Covio are two sophomores that are kind of we're trying to get up to speed and develop and help us out throughout the season. Right now Duke and Tegan and Garrett are kind of all rotating at that other D tackle spot to give us depth until those young guys come along. Um, at the linebacking core, I've really spent the offseason kind of developing some of the younger guys, focusing there because not that like the guys we have in TOB and Ray Hill and Brady can't get better, but they TOB's been a 2-year starter. Ray Hill and Brady have been a 3-year starter, so like they've seen the majority of the snaps the past 2 years and 3 years, so trying to get some of those younger guys up to speed and giving them some reps, but even at that, I still think all three of those guys that start have kind of taken another step forward this year. Brady Cornell's done a really good job this offseason, just, kind of locking back in. I told him last year towards the end of the year, we had a talk in the offseason, and I was, he just wasn't the same. And I felt like this coming into spring, he had one of the best 2-week periods of practice he's had, and it's really carried over in the summer. So, and then I think, of course, Ray Hill, I think so highly of him. I think he's one of the best linebackers, definitely in our, 6A, but maybe the entire state. And he does just such a good job of being coachable and stuff. In TOB, he's been out there, like I said, started for 2 years, and he's getting better and better every week too. And like I said, we got some depth there with Connor Hune, and Aiden Huber's really had a good offseason, kind of stepped up and taken a step forward at getting some more reps at linebacker. And then at the nickel, Davis Harris and Jack C have both done a really good job developing. One's a junior and one's a sophomore, so we're really focused on building some depth there. We took a hit in the secondary. I think make sure I'm saying this right. Clancy's the only one that returned. And so we moved him from corner to safety, which seems to be the going rate for our secondary. Some guy just goes from corner to secondary every year. And this year Clancy drew the straw. It's really because I value that position so much now. That I think we just need one of our best players there at that spot, and it really helped with the development of Brody Harris, Zion, and Cole Johnson, 3 corners that they've been getting pretty equal reps through the entire offseason, and they've done a really good job of developing, which kind of eases the pain of losing your top cover guy at corner. And then Bo Elder has kind of stepped in as the sophomore. I think at this moment he's the only sophomore starting on defense. I'm going to say that incorrect, but off the top of my head, I think he's the only sophomore starting right now, and he's done a really good job. But he's still a sophomore. He's still learning. I don't think he gets enough credit for how football smart he is. He pays attention, and he knows a lot of the little details and stuff. So he does a really good job back there. He's really eased a lot of my discomfort in terms of having so many new pieces in the secondary. And then Brady Y has kind of been rotating at both safety spots, kind of adding some depth there. And like I said, he's been learning both and doing a really good job there. So like I said, we're focused on the guys that are there, but also trying to build some depth around those guys as well.
So I was 100% going to ask you about this revolving door from corner to safety, but I guess you've already covered it. I guess what I'll hint more at is that a lot of people see that and think, big deal, you're going from corner to safety. It's secondary spot to secondary spot. Not only the physical aspect of it, I mean, granted, we're talking about Jack Zwerneman, who is all district since he was a freshman at corner. Just a superb athlete and a student of the game. And then Jacob Clancy is almost, just a little bit shorter, same version of Jack. So it's not an easy transition to make. I don't want people to get the misinterpretation that you can just interchange secondary pieces like it's nothing. But I mean, it's a credit to Jacob Clancy to be able to do the same thing that Jack Zwerneman did last year.
Yeah, it's not it's not an easy transition, and I'm very picky about if I switch them. Like I said, I moved Jack the first year I did it. I moved Jack to safety at the one spot because I thought, it was my first year really ever calling defense, and it was my first year really, and I thought that one safety spot was the key to the defense. So I put him there, and I put Ryan Still into the boundary, and through learning kind of like how the defense was structured and how teams attacked us, it actually came to be that other safety spot ended up being more important. It just got really freaking lucky that I had Brian Still there as well. And so that next year, I knew Jack was going to play quarterback, so I didn't want to, because even our two safety spots playing both of those are really a lot different. So I didn't want to move Jack over to that other safety spot while he was still trying to play, pick up on quarterback and do all that stuff. So that's when we moved Bryce back, and played him at safety some, or started him in that same safety spot. And then I always thought Bryce was a better safety than a corner, to be honest. I just had Jack and Still. It's kind of like, when you're pretty, what's the phrase?
Blessed.
Blessed is the word. That wasn't what I was looking for, but that's what I was. When you're blessed with
Embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Embarrassment. When you have an embarrassment of riches, you can kind of play around with that kind of stuff. And Bryce was playing baseball, so I didn't really get to see him in the spring. So we had Still and Jack, and that kind of they got solidified there. And then here comes Bryce. So, but then Bryce goes back and plays safety his senior year, and seeing him take over for Still and do that was even more like, and how well he played that position was even more prevalent of that, how important that was. And that's the reason, I took Clancy, because I think Clancy is by far our best, like, open field tackler. He's going to be our best cover guy. He's the type of kid that can go down and is not afraid to put his face mask into some contact. Like, so he's all around, one of our best defensive players. So, like, moving him back in that spot was pretty important for our defense.
So he's kind of like a general on the field there. And I'll be honest with you, when I first saw what you had done, that you had moved him back there, I said, how can you take your best cover guy and put him at safety? But I'm telling you, hats off to you. You knew what you were doing, and it's going to work out well now that I've seen him in a couple scrimmages.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. But no, I mean, I knew just having him there was going to be an easier transition for some of our younger guys to play corner than trying to transition them into that safety spot. So we'll see where that goes from this year, if we continue the pattern after Clancy graduates or not.
Fair enough. I was curious how the secondary would look when we finally went live, not just 7-on-7, and with all the new faces and all the different, we don't have a lot of reps coming back last year. So I was actually pleasantly surprised with the way secondary played at South Warren, and the kid that was throwing it for South Warren was good.
He's really good.
And they had some athletes at corners, and I mean, I thought we held our own with them. So,
like I said, he's not going to Eastern Michigan for no reason.
Right. Yeah.
And he had big offers. Like, Eastern Michigan was far from the biggest offer he had.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like I said, and kudos to our secondary, but it also helps when you got getting chased down by Baron, Day-Day, and Sammy and those other guys up front. They did a good job getting after them. So, like I said, we can cover, but we're not going to cover like in 7-on-7. We're not covering anybody for 4 or 5 seconds. So having those guys back in the game makes a huge difference.
Sure.
Yeah. I tell you, Day, he came on right before the spring game when we did our live show, and he was talking some crazy stuff, and I was like, who is this kid? I mean, he's talking all these things he's going to do, and then by golly, he went out there and did them.
He called a shot.
He did. He called a shot. I'm happy and impressed.
That's one thing he's definitely done for our defense is he's brought a little bit of an attitude with our defense. You know, even with Ray Hill has no problem coming down and smacking you in the mouth, but him and Brady both are kind of quiet. But Day-Day's brought a little bit of attitude to our defense, and like I said, so he's definitely up the attitude a little bit.
Good. That's great. Good. That's great. So, Kenny, we'll start with you. Let's talk about well. Real quick, I don't want to get too deep into it, but what are you looking for tomorrow night? What are you going to see out of Ballard?
Okay, so you are going to hey, I have no idea.
This is your opportunity to lie to us,
right?
Yeah, I don't have any film on them. Just what we saw in 2022 when we scrimmaged them. Mm-hmm. They have a new coach in Matt Keene, I think. I can never pronounce his last name, but I think it's Keene, and he was the head coach of Bull Central. And so he took over. He's a big defensive guy. So my working assumption this whole week has been that he's going to keep the offense pretty similar. I'm assuming some of those guys stayed on staff. And, you know, him and Coach Kendrick kind of exchanged back and forth with each other because it's a scrimmage. You don't want to go in too blind. Right. Just basis of what they were going to do. So I would probably bet they're going to look pretty similar to us scheme-wise. In terms, so it's pretty beneficial for our defense. They're going to spread. They're going to be predominantly spread, and they'll play with some, you know, like that sniffer back and stuff. And they'll probably run power and counter, probably and some quick screens outside. And I would say if they're anything like they were 2 years ago, they're going to take their shots here and there when they can get them. But like I said, I wouldn't venture that it's going to look too much different than what we see daily in practice.
All right. Coach Kendrick, you want to talk to us about what you're looking for on the defensive side from them?
Yeah, well, like Coach said, you know, as new head coach, but you know, they've had a lot of success the last couple of years. You know, getting to the 6A state semifinal 2 years in a row. And really outside of a fluke play that robbed them of seeing us in the state championship in 2022. I mean, they should have been in the state title game with us. So I say all that to say, you know, I don't think they're going to be a whole lot differently schematically. So, you know, I anticipate, you know, a lot of the same we saw when we scrimmaged in 2022, which would be, you know, predominantly 3-4 defense that is very aggressive on the run game, you know, mixing in some blitzes here and there. You know, if we attach a tight end, they'll walk a guy down and kind of give us a 4-man surface, keep a too high shell. But really more than anything else, man, I think this is a great look. I love this scrimmage because I think it's a great early look at a similar team, not only athletically, but schematically to Male. And so, you know, I think this will be a good, whatever the outcome is tomorrow night, look at, you know, what do we need to fix and work on, you know, over the course of 9 weeks, you know, as we prepare to work for a district title, you know, and then a playoff run. So I'm looking forward to it. You know, I think we'll see some speed that we really haven't seen, especially up front. You know, that you know, I think maybe some spots we might have some stronger guys, but I don't think we're as fast. So I think that'll be a good kind of test and wake up call for some of our guys to kind of see, ooh, maybe I need to kind of get my butt in gear a little bit in practice and you know, fly a little bit faster off the ball and everything. So I think it'll be a good learning lesson for us. Win or lose tomorrow, I think it'll be good, a great tape study. Doesn't count in the win-or-loss column, and it'll be a good spot for us to go and look at what we need to do for the season.
Absolutely. 2 years ago, we torched this team. We torched them. Of course, went on to the state tournament. And then last year, they had the snow days. Couldn't play this game because of snow days.
It happens in August.
It does. But all right. Any last thoughts, coaches? Either one of you?
I would like to call to attention we do have a new kicker this year too.
Oh yeah.
Easton Hughes, I believe. Easton?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were arguing over his first name the other day.
Yep. Easton Hughes, he's going to be a sophomore. Plays for the varsity soccer team, and I think a few people maybe know his dad. He was an all player here back in the day, and he kind of piddles around the school now.
I saw that guy trying to sneak in and act like he was cleaning something up the other day.
Yeah. No, that man has been pressure washing. Kenny has been pressure washing our bleachers for 5 days straight. I mean, 8 hours a day. So
wow.
Nice. You y'all sitting in nice, clean bleachers. That's who to thank.
We'll thank you for sure.
I will say the one thing I did notice about the kicking game the other night is that extra point gets up high in the air, and that's a great thing for a kicker to be able to do, because a lot of times those low line drives, somebody get a hand on them, but that thing's got some arch on it.
Yeah, no, he's only a sophomore. He's got some natural ability. So I think he'll impress some people as a first year, kicker as a sophomore. And so I'm as he gets in the weight room throughout the next few years and things like that, man, I really think he's got a pretty dang high ceiling too as far as the kicking game goes.
All right, awesome. We'll let you guys go. I know it's a school night.
Oh, hang on one second.
Sure.
1 second. Don't we have someone's 50th birthday to celebrate today?
Thanks, Kenny. I thought we had a truce, Kenny. I thought we shook hands Saturday night.
50.
Yeah.
Not quite.
I'll tell you what.
Creeping closer.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. I don't feel a day over 50. Thank you, boys.
Thank you. All right, guys. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your thoughts with us, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
See you guys.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
Feeling low on energy, dehydrated from a busy day, hungover? We've got the solution for you. Introducing Filled Hydration and Wellness, your ultimate solution for instant revitalization. Say goodbye to fatigue and hello to a refreshed you. At Filled Hydration Wellness, we specialize in IV hydration therapy, a quick and effective way to replenish your body with essential vitamins, nutrients, and fluids, leaving you feeling refreshed in minutes. Choose from our range of customized drips to suit your unique needs. Whether you're recovering from a workout, combating a hangover, or simply seeking a boost, we've got you covered. Our expert team of licensed professionals ensures a safe and comfortable experience right in your home or wherever you'd like. Appointments available now. Rediscover your best self with Filled Hydration and Wellness, because when you're hydrated, life feels limitless. We can enhance your skin and slow wrinkles from the inside, combat migraine headaches, relieve nausea, and lessen the symptoms of flu and allergies. Filled Hydration and Wellness. Get filled today.
When a fire breaks out, every second counts. Being prepared means having a plan that is ready to go in an instant. At Fire Protection Services Incorporated, they believe a state-of-the-art fire alarm system is paramount to a successful safety plan. They offer a wide variety of alarm systems to meet every need and budget. Their product offerings from major manufacturers include highly advanced addressable systems designed to communicate highly detailed information as well as perform process management functions. They also offer convenient fire alarm systems designed for smaller applications and more stringent budgets. From fire protection design to installation and maintenance, the team at Fire Protection and Services is here to help. Give Fire Protection Services a call with any of your fire protection needs at 502-368-4400.
All right, welcome back. All right, Russ, let's talk about some of the other fall sports that are going on around. Start with soccer. New coach Will Elder picked up his first W as Bullet East Chargers head coach.
Emphatically.
Got to start 1-0 with a 5-0 win at Whitfield Academy. So they're home tonight. I'm trying to get an update on the score, but I don't have anything yet. They're home tonight. Let me remember.
Say they're usually pretty good at updating their
They
Twitter.
are. They're home tonight against Cal, Christian Academy of Louisville. So maybe that's why they're not posting, because Cal is really, really good.
Okay, well, that'll work.
So
Chipping in goals the other night were Sam Mitchell, Landon Talley, and Kingston Davis. I think I may have reported Kingston had 2. KHSAA says he has 1, so there was 5 in there. I apologize for whoever I shorted, and you're welcome to whoever I gave the extra one to. Then they turned around. They have 2? No, the girls have 2.
the girls have 2 games.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yep. All right, let's talk about girls soccer. Go ahead.
All right, so the girls pounded Bullet Central the other night. I erroneously reported it was their first win of the year, but it turns out they beat up on – who did they play the night before? They beat up on somebody the night before.
Holy Cross.
Holy Cross. Big shocker. Here are names that you're probably going to hear for the next couple weeks. Savannah Mooney, goals.
Hat trick.
Anna Tonelli, goals. Presley Robinson, there's a new one. 2 goals for Presley. Ireland Pickett gets a goal, and I love the way that she spells that. Irelynn. That is awesome. Add her to the list of Russ's favorite names. Just, a 8-0 win over a crosstown rival is always a great way to start the season. So
always.
Girls, keep it up. Boys, congratulations on starting the Elder era off with the dub. I hope we're continuing tonight. Guys, feel free. Soccer teams, feel free to reach out to us. I can only report what I see on Twitter and what we see on KHSAA. We'll definitely have Coach Elder on before long.
Absolutely. Probably maybe Sunday. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Before you go any further, though, we said they won 2 games, 8-0. Savannah Mooney had a hat trick in the one game, and Antonelli had a hat trick in the other game. Goals were scored 2 by Bethany Wheeler, another one by Presley Robinson. I believe she's just a sophomore.
Really?
Caroline Mooney had a goal, and Savannah Mooney had a goal. Sophia Price has been killing it in goal, 2 clean sheets. And looks like Gabby Diaz made a couple of saves in that game as well.
Fantastic. And by the way, the girls soccer team, if you are on Instagram, you need to follow the girls soccer team because they are easily, we put it on our story, they are easily the most entertaining Bullet East sports team page to follow. So make sure you follow the girls on Instagram. We'll put the handle up here.
I think our boys need to step it up because we've got a couple of girls teams that are fun to follow. The girls tennis team is a lot of fun to follow.
Taking bites of trophies and stuff.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times. Hey, it's all about having a good time, right?
Of course.
Having fun.
Of course.
All right, let's see what else we got here. Charger Golf. Looks like the girls team suffered a defeat to Grayson County on Monday night. Gracie Shepard led the team with their scoring. But the boys team were able to beat Grayson County, led by Sam Bates. And the team turned in its lowest score of the year, which for those of you scoring at home, that's a good thing in golf. You want the lowest score. Low score wins. Let's see, what else did they do? Finished 14th at the I think we already reported that. LaRue County Invitational, Braden McMillan had the best score there.
We did.
All right. Let's see what else we got up here. Girls flag football. We announced Saturday night at the trivia night, new sport at new KHSAA sanctioned sport at Bullet East, the girls flag football. So the coaches are going to be Justin Warnicki and Kayla Least. So if you're interested in playing, go see Kayla Least, Miss Least in school, and she'll tell you how to get signed up.
And we talked about it the other day. There are scholarship opportunities for girls flag football. I think Campbellsville is one of the closest ones that has. You can get athletic scholarships for girls flag football. So don't think this is just kind of a thing to do to pass time. Like it, you can get money for it.
Yeah.
It can help advance your education. So by all means, reach out and trust me, we followed enough girls sports at Bullitt East in the last year to know that we got some studs out there.
Yes, we do.
We got some absolute stud athletes that are females.
The way the Mooney sisters and Anna Tonelli run, you can imagine they would be amazing football players.
How many times have we talked about how Anna Tonelli used to embarrass the boys in the MWFCA
She was a
flag
1,000-yard rusher.
in the football league, wasn't she?
Football league, yes. In tackle football, she was a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah. So there's potential, and let's face it, we're in this, so let's win it.
That's right. May as well.
If you're gonna go out and do it, let's win it.
That's right.
Let's go beat all these other, because there's what 26, 27 schools. Kayla, if you're watching and you know the answer, chime in.
Yeah, please do.
I want to say there's like 26 or 27 schools already involved, and that's without everybody, taking off right away. So get over to Kayla's Miss Lee's room, get out there, and be a part of something special. Because I'm telling you, I think the female athletes that are in school right now could make this team really, really good.
And just got Miss Lease came on and said 12 teams.
So
12
Justin
teams.
lied to me, or did I make that up? I'm going to go with Justin lied to me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would go with that too.
12 teams. Well, like I said, 12. Okay, so, yeah, now you have to win it.
65 girls signed up, and they can only keep 24.
Ooh.
So there's a lot of interest at Bullitt East in girls flag football. That is awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, that is so cool. I'm glad to hear that.
Heck yeah, man.
We will go out and watch those games.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Kayla, get us a schedule.
That's right. Give us a schedule.
You
We'll be
bet
out there.
we will be there.
Yep.
And also to all the other sports teams, we will be there as well.
We will. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Make it out to quite a few games all year long.
We don't have any volleyball games yet. I don't think they've officially played
No,
yet.
they don't start until, I think, later this week, maybe.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to try to.
I'm definitely going to go watch some volleyball.
I'm going to try to.
Smoking hot.
I'm going to try to convince a couple of volleyball players to be guests on the show next week, also. So.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, they start next week on Tuesday of next week. They play at KCD.
Also.
All right. Well, let's do this. Let's. Real quick before we take our commercial break, we're still looking for sponsors. Anybody interested in sponsoring the show? Like we said, we got the radio show that we're going to start doing next week.
We'll talk more about the radio show Sunday.
Yeah.
We kind of ran out of time tonight.
So talk more about the radio show, but we're looking for sponsors for that and for the podcast. So if you're interested in one, the other, or both, let us know. The number scrolling across the bottom. You can call or text that if you're interested or know somebody that is.
I've put my number all over social media by now. If you want to reach out to me, feel free.
That's right. All right, so let's take another quick break. When we come back, we're gonna go to the bullpen.
It's about time.
All right, we'll be right back.
This is Sammy Bullock with TC Realty and the voice of the Chargers. Are you looking for your dream home or wanting to sell? Let me be your voice. I'll go to work for you today. Give me a call at 502-338-5896 and let's start a winning drive for your new home. And as always, touchdown Chargers!
Discover the magic of memories at Busy Lady Quilt Shop. Our custom t-shirt quilts weave your stories into warmth. Capture the happiness, milestones, and passions in every stitch. Expertly handcrafted to last a lifetime, wrap yourself in nostalgia today. Visit us in Mount Washington or find us online at www.busyladyquiltshop.com.
couple things.
I think we got it now.
Are we
I
fine?
think you introduced me and everybody hung up.
No, that surely wasn't it. Okay, looks like we're going out with some sound now.
Well, for anybody that missed it, Mr. Kendrick plays golf. He wasn't very good. He watches golf.
Yeah.
He doesn't watch baseball, and here we are.
All right, so let's talk about the football season coming up. We talked about how much we miss football, how glad we are to have it back. What are you looking to see tomorrow night? You watched some practices. You watched the scrimmages. Tell us what you think about what you're going to see tomorrow night.
I'm looking for some consistency. I'm looking for our guys to start looking like they've been together for a while. I think I'm ready. I want to see the defense be physical. Keep guys in front of them. Make open field tackles. Mercer County's going to bring a couple of really talented guys onto the field. Danville's best player from last year, named Boffman. I played against his daddy, actually. He doesn't have the size his daddy had. His daddy trying to tackle his daddy like trying to tackle an S10. It was awful. But he's a good football player, and he's really fast, and he's now at Mercer County, and we've got an open field tackle. We've got to put ourselves on the field where we're supposed to be, break down and gang tackle, and get the other team's offense off the field so ours can get on there and get better as the season goes along.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, easier said than done, but
absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So what do you think the bright spot is for this team so far, now that you've watched a couple scrimmages, watched them through 7-on-7, that kind of thing?
What do I think of what?
What do you think the best strength of this team is going to be?
Defense and we have it's tough when the best returning players on your team are receivers with a new quarterback. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I like the thought of, I was listening early in the show, Mikey and Alec, a little two-headed monster back there, but we've got to get some holes for them. And, if we got to roll out to get a little time early in the season as we're finding out who's going to be the starting five up there on the offensive line. I know we've had some injuries. I know we only took, I think, 3 of our 5 starters or whatever last week. I know they're still working out who's going to be where. And at this point in the season, you'd like to have that down, but as they're still figuring it out, if you got to roll him out to give him some time to throw the ball, to get our run game going. I don't worry about our quarterback taking off because he can take a shot and give a shot. So, I think we're okay. I think we're going to be a work in progress on offense throughout the season, but I like what Coach Kendrick has said 2 or 3 times that I've heard him talk about. I think we have a high ceiling. Mm-hmm. It's just, getting everybody to buy in and do what's asked of them, and a couple people to step up. It's not easy, or everybody would win 10 games.
Exactly.
You got that right.
You're right.
What's happening down in Boyle County right now, Mr. Kendrick?
All the Lexington news stations have been by this week, and all the interviews are going on and all that kind of stuff. But none of that matters. They got to replace their quarterback. who was really good, playing for the Air Force Academy now, Sage Dawson. And Bodner, little hometown guy who's a third generation football player for Boyle. He was the heart and soul of the team last year, to be honest. I know Quisenberry is a Mr. Football candidate and deservedly so. And they've got some other talent on the field that a lot of people would like to have, but Bodner was the horse, you know. And I talked to someone at Thomas More a couple of days ago to kind of see how he was doing, and said you can tell he came from a program that likes to win state championships, because he's just, you know, I think they're using him on defense is what it sounds like, which that's fine. Kid doesn't care. He just wants to play football. So, but you know, I think they got a pretty good shot to win another one, but they're going to have to play ball like everybody else does, you know.
It'll be interesting this year because, I mean, there's obviously their schedule. They play any and everybody.
Right.
And
yeah, you know, week 3 they go up to Cleveland, or about 30 miles west of Cleveland to play. I forget the name of the team, St. Andrews or one of those. You know, the team that won. It's Ohio does their classes opposite. The 1A or, you know, whatever is the top is the biggest. And this team has just won back to back.
Is it St. Ignatius?
No,
I know they used to be.
But it's on one of the Great Lakes. It's looking on Google. It's looks like about a mile from the coast of one of the Great Lakes there, and the number 1 team in Ohio for the last 2 years. So I think they finished the season ranked 17th in the country or something like that. So.
Oh.
I hope they don't get beat too bad.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. They did graduate all 5 of their starting offensive linemen. Unfortunately, I think 2 of them went to Ohio State, 1 went to Michigan, and you know, so I'd be willing to bet they've got some guys to step right behind them. You know, and that'll be the difference. I think Boyle's got the skill players to line up about anybody, but. You know, you get out of Kentucky and get into Cincy and, well, Trinity St. X and some of those Tennessee private school teams, and they're 3 or 4 deep across the front, and as good as Boyle's ever been, they don't have that. So, you know.
Are you talking about St. Edward? Is that the school? Lakewood, St. Edward?
Yep, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see.
That's who they replaced. Danville bought out the contract, and that's who they replaced with Danville with.
It's quite a drastic change.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad they went out of state and found a big time program, but you know, they might have went a little too far.
they bit off a lot. Let's see if they can chew it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Strongest steel's made in the hottest fire.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he's not afraid to play anybody, but my goodness, you know.
Almost as crazy.
I wouldn't mind going to see that one, but that's like 6-hour drive, 6.5-hour drive.
It's almost as crazy as that Bullet East JV and freshman schedule.
Yeah.
Who scheduled those games? Good Lord. I'm sure he's
Yeah,
watching.
Oh, he's
I'm pretty sure I know who did it. Yeah, that's right.
No, I think I've always, ever since we started out here at Bullet East, I've always said we need to get the best schedule you can get. Like I don't want to play teams that we're going to beat by 40. Like
no, it doesn't help you.
No, especially at the younger kids' ages, because those, you know, when they need the reps and they need the experience. I mean, beating, you know, Little Sisters of the Poor 48-0 on a running clock, you know, it may look great, but you know, you gotta play Male next year.
Right.
You got to play
Right.
Fern Creek next year. You got to play. You know, we got to get ready for these. And I'm a big fan of the way the schedule has changed for the younger kids. Get out there and play the best. That's the only way you're going to get better.
Yeah, I've had a sniff of one team next year also that I'm not real crazy about, but we'll see what happens.
Interesting.
We'll have to delve into that at some time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to ask the head man.
No, not at liberty to say, huh?
Yeah. But you know, yeah, I think you need to play best schedule you can. You don't need to get your brains beat in, but how do you know what's going to happen till you do it? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Right.
And if you want to compete for 6A state championships and you want to be in the conversation every 3 years, you need to play the teams that you expect to meet there. You know.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Well, say it's approaching 10 o'clock. It's probably getting close to your bedtime, Mr. Kendrick.
It sure is. It sure is. I got to be up at 5:30.
Oh, man.
No, thanks.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we'll let you go. I appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely.
Thanks for everything. And
Thanks,
we will
guys.
see you tomorrow night, correct?
Thanks, guys.
All
See you
right.
tomorrow night. Yeah, I'll see you.
All right. We'll see you then. Thank you very much.
See you guys.
Night, sir.
All right. Well, Russ, we really can't say much after that. You know, that's always the way we close the show, and you can't follow
Never
anything up.
can.
Can't follow that up with anything. So, what do you say we put a bow on this one?
Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend tomorrow night. I will be in Taylor County cheering on the Nelson County Cardinals. So, 18, I love you. Go have yourself the best night you've ever had, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about Sunday.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get you plenty of updates.
I'm sure.
So, all right. Good night. Go Chargers.
Thanks, guys.